A great way to increase your win rate is by getting confirmation of your bias. And I'm not just talking about going and getting a higher time frame bias. That is just the first part. There are a couple of things that you need to do in conjunction with that in order to increase your win rate and to spot high probability trades. So we'll get right into the example. So we're on gold here. We're going to start on the daily time frame. So you can see that we've been respecting these bullish arrays. Okay, price has formed and respected this FVG. We've formed this bullish order block here, and the most recent FVG is this one up here. Now, I was actually anticipating price to come into this FVG and then give some kind of bullish price action, some kind of buy opportunity away from that area. Now, ordinarily, you would get this higher time frame bias, right? So you're bullish on the daily, and then when price comes into the zone, you would be looking for buys within here, okay? But I have to tell you that this is the lowest probability area in the leg that you could be looking for buys within. And I'm talking about this leg here, right? So that leg that you're predicting price is going to produce, this is the lowest probability area to actually buy within. So there are a few confirmations that you actually want to wait for in order to increase that probability. Now, the first thing you have to understand is that the 4 hour and the 1 hour are the time frames that actually govern those intraday movements. So as intraday traders, we want to be in line with at least one of these time frames. And you can see already that coming into this bullish FVG, price is bearish on the 4 hour, right? We've been respecting these bearish arrays like this bearish order block here. So already we understand that this key time frame for the intraday is out of line. If I then go on to the 1 hour, you'll see that it's the exact same story, right? Price has been respecting bearish arrays, like for instance, this bearish FVG here, and forming new lows. So the 4 hour and the 1 hour are currently out of line. Now, let's say that you had a buy zone on the daily and price came into it and the 4 hour and the 1 hour were still bullish, right? Or at least one of those was still bullish. Now, in that particular circumstance, you won't have to wait for as much confirmation, right? Because the intraday is already on your side. But situations like this are very, very common where you have the 4 hour and you have the 1 hour out of line. And it's very, very tempting to go ahead and actually try to execute at the low here. But I'm sure that you've heard the phrase that it's like trying to catch a falling knife. And it's true because you actually don't know and you actually don't have any confirmation yet that price is turning around within this area, right? For all you know, the 4 hour that's bearish and the 1 hour that's bearish could continue the trend into this lower FVG, right? You just simply don't know that unless you get confirmation that price is turning around. So what we have to do is have a little bit of patience, a little bit of discipline to wait for these things. So you can see here, if we let the 1 hour play out, you can see that Asia session, sorry, that's not Asia, that's London. You can see that Asia session actually forms this bullish order block, right? So we've gone from forming and respecting bearish PD arrays to now forming bullish PD arrays in the form of this order block. So the 1 hour is now on side. You can see as well that the 4 hour also produced a bullish order block. So the 4 hour and the 1 hour are now forming bullish PD arrays, which puts them on our side, which puts us on side with those key intraday timeframes. Okay, so when I talk about confirmation of bias, I'm literally talking about having your higher time frame bias and then confirming that using these key timeframes. Now, there is one other confirmation that I like to use when I'm not confident in a trade or I'm not 100% convinced in a bias, right? It's that little cherry on top that just gives me an insane amount of conviction and increases the probability of my trades massively. And essentially what it's based off is the power of three logic. So when we're looking for a bullish expansion on the day, the way that that daily candle forms is with the power of three formation. So price is going to open, form the low, form the high, and then close somewhere around here. Now, ideally, the low is going to be in London or Asia session, and then price is going to expand and start to form that main bulk of that daily candle. However, London session only lasts forever. Once London session is over and you're still expecting the day to continue to expand, it's only right, that the rest of the day does the rest of the move. So a fantastic confluence, right, that is going to increase your win rate massively, even if you were to just use this on its own, right? Even if you already had the 4 hour and the 1 hour in line, but you decided to wait for this confirmation as well, your win rate is going to go through the roof. So what we do is wait for London session to actually play out. And then if we're expecting a bullish expansion and London is bullish, we can ordinarily expect the rest of the day to continue that bullish expansion, to form the rest of that candle, to form the rest of that power of 3 formation. So that's exactly what we're going to do here, right? We've had the 4-hour switch, the 1-hour switch, and now the cherry on top is where does London session actually go? So you can see here that after forming this bullish order block and being respected, price moves to the upside and we form this bullish FVG, okay? And that is actually respected in London session, right? London is this purple box. Price taps into the FVG and then we continue to have a bullish session out of that. So now knowing that London session, right, has impulse to the upside, we've formed the low, London started to impulse to the upside and we're expecting a bullish day. So we can expect the rest of the day to continue to move higher, right? And that's exactly what we are going to trade in line with, right? Because now we have a massive amount of confirmation. So from here, it's simply a case of looking for the intraday model that I execute on every single trade. So initially we need a buy zone, right? And you can see that we form another bullish FVG here. We kind of ruined it a little bit by playing out, but price taps into there and we reject, right? We don't close through it. We respect it very, very nicely. And then within that 1-hour FVG, you can see price takes out this level of sell side liquidity. And we have this level of buy side liquidity that price is ideally going to target. Now we just need to navigate the entry. It's very, very simple. We look for price to form a bullish PD array, like this bullish order block here. And we simply execute off of that, right? Stop loss at the low, TP at the high. It's an easy 1 to 2 risk to reward. Price has already tapped into the entry. And then we go and we hit the target. Now I've actually put together a free overview document of this specific trader model that you can download. I'll leave the link in the description. That way, you don't have to come back to this specific video just to find the trader model, right? You can just have the document there. Now, by waiting for these confirmations, you're going to be able to predict a high probability expansion just like this one, okay? This is an extremely high probability move because we have waited for the other things to line up, right? Notice how much confirmation we actually got after price filled in that daily FVG, where potentially you would normally be trying to execute down here. We have waited for 2 of the most significant intraday timeframes to switch and for London session to actually go and tip the hand of the markets, essentially, right, to show us where the market wants to go for that day. And this is going to increase your win rate massively. Even if you was to implement 1 out of 3 of these things, your win rate's going to go up. Implementing all 3 of them, though, that is going to be a huge increase, right? So make sure you go ahead, backtest this stuff, implement this stuff, and yeah, I'd love for you to let me know actually how much increase your win rate, because I'm very confident that it will. Now, I hope you found value in this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.